when you literally have a father who is the maker of all things that is backing you in the things that you're doing, you move differently. Honestly, 2025 is your year. And the only person getting in the way of you reaching your goals is you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridget Manful, and I will be your host this evening. It's like, nah, but no, seriously, welcome back to my channel. You want to start content creating? Let's start now. You want to start that YouTube channel? Let's start now. These are things that I've been implementing throughout the past 2 months since October. And honestly, it has really shifted my perspective, especially even today when I got some news that I did not make Sephora Squad. Sorrows, prayers. But honestly, I feel more motivated because I know the gaps that I had and I know where I need to fill them in. So I'll be doing my makeup, so you be getting ready with me while I give you all the tips and tricks as to how we're gonna level up in 2025. I went ahead and did my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. I'm keeping it neutral. Going in with my Kiehl's moisturizing facial cream. I think that everyone, including myself, should do an audit. So look at all your goals. If you didn't set any goals for this year, I'm sure there were some things that you wanted to accomplish. Look at all the things that you wanted to accomplish and you have not accomplished. But at the same time, look at all the things that you also wanted to accomplish and you did accomplish. I think it's really big to be in a space of also gratitude and thanksgiving instead of just looking at the things that you don't do, because then, you know, you give yourself grace, but you also give yourself your flowers. And you're like, okay, well, if I was able to accomplish this much this year, next year I'm able to do the same or exceed that. I did an audit and I looked at all the things that I wanted to do and all the things that I didn't get to do or didn't accomplish. And then I made a list of why I didn't accomplish them. And one of my biggest things, y'all, is discipline. Lord. And honestly, a little too much grace. I can't even lie. I'm the queen of give yourself grace, give yourself grace. Sometimes I feel like I give myself so much grace that it's only hindering me. Like, okay, you're not feeling good today. You can't not be feeling good the whole week. If you didn't get something done today, you can't not get anything done the whole week. So it's really important to do that. And it's funny because I was listening to this sermon and I've never heard of this story preached in this way. But basically, we all know the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000 with the 2 loaves and the 5 fish. John the Baptist, who is a relative of Jesus, had just been beheaded and he had just found out. So he was actually on his way to seclude himself, basically be in his feelings, do what he needed to do to get over it. And as he was on the ways when he met these people, and of course everyone's like, oh my gosh, Jesus, Yeshua. What's up? Like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to meet you. Like, what's up? And Jesus wasn't like, y'all, I'm not having a good day. Y'all, I cannot be Jesus today. Y'all, I'm taking a day off because I need some time. And that's 2 things. I don't think that's saying like neglect how you feel. Definitely feel your feelings because that's what he was doing. But I think he was consistently in a space of being poured into because he secluded himself often to be with just himself, God, his thoughts, and just like, you know, refresh. So 1, I think that was the reason why he had the capacity for the people at that time, even though he was going to seclude himself. And 2, I also feel like he understood that there was a purpose on his life. And so he didn't really have the luxury to just be like, oh, I'm about to take the week off. It was, I'm going to continue to fulfill what I need to do, and I'm not going to let my emotions paralyze me. And I feel like sometimes I do fall into that where my emotions be paralyzing me. I'm going in with my e.l.f. primer. It's basically done, as y'all can see. She's that girl. One of my goals this year was to post more content. I did post more content. Was it consistent? No. And being disciplined is where that consistency will fall into. And I think that's where I'm also talking about not overexerting the grace that you give yourself and not making excuses when you know you're supposed to be doing certain things. So step 1, do an audit. What did you do? What didn't you do? Why didn't you do the things that you were supposed to do? And how are you able to do the things that you actually got done? And this also helps you work out what worked for you, what didn't work for you. I did 75 hard this year. That don't work for me. I just feel like it's not sustainable. It was definitely like encouraging to see how far I got. I'm about to go in with my Dior Forever Skin Glow Telling someone the other day that this is kind of like my everyday. I do need to go to the drugstore and get like a drugstore foundation, but that's because my tried and true is House Labs. Now you can create your goals for 2025. Starting the year before, for me, it's like such a game changer. It's like, wow, who thought of this? Like, this is genius. And I feel like it also helps you kind of prepare to get back into your zone. Because let's be honest, like, no one's going to wake up and be like, oh, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. every day. You don't just do that. I mean, some people do. I'm not one of them. So let me just talk for myself. Once I do, I now come and set up what are my goals for 2025. I set up those goals and the things that I want to do. And one of the things is waking up earlier. Child, I'm barely making it to 8 o'clock. I am investing this season that God has blessed me with and just investing in myself. So that looks like me actually having to be intentional about creating my own schedule, which we go into the discipline, but we'll get into that later. So we started off with an audit of what we did and what we didn't do. Then we went ahead and made our goals for 2025 based on what, the audit was. And these are, in my opinion, better to break up into quarters. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And then from there, you break down overall. What is your overall goal? For me, I think it's better to work in modules because it makes you feel like the goal is more attainable. So it's like, okay, if my goal is to wake up at 5, 6 a.m., from November to December, I've been doing 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. So that next year, I'm not just kind of pushing myself into that. However, if you go on a dead sea December, this is so much easier because once you get back and you jet lag, you're going to be waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So I think just take advantage of that jet lag. If your goal is to wake up earlier, it kind of makes it easier. I think the biggest, most important thing when it comes to setting goals and wanting to level up year after year or month after month is to be realistic, right? For example, if your goal was to save $20,000 this year and you only saved $10,000, that's still a lot of money. So next year, you don't want to say, oh, I'm going to save $8,000. If you were able to do $10,000, that means maybe next year you could try $15,000 instead of $20,000 where you didn't reach the goal and you don't want to keep feeling like, dang, I failed. But you're still pushing yourself to do better and you're using the same tactics and skills that you had within this year to better next year. Honestly, being realistic with yourself really helps with your self-esteem and the way that you even show up, right? So if you want to go to the gym, if you want to get into 5 days a week, and this year you could only do 2 to 3 days a week, maybe next year focus on 3 to 4 days a week, or focus on, if you can't go to the gym, walking more, doing something that's more easier or sustainable to your current lifestyle. Let's go into mindset and like environment, everything else that we're going to do to actually achieve these goals. First thing is, like I said, mindset. The Bible talks about renewing your mindset and how much that benefits us as people. I didn't really understand that until like 2 years ago, where it's just like, it truly is, as a man thinks, is how he is. The way that you think is the way that you show up. If you think that things are unattainable for you, if you think that every man is trash, if you think negatively, you attract that negativity. But if you start to think positively, when you think that nothing is out of reach for you, when you think, this is just a season, this is not my entire life, this is not my story, you move differently, you move more confidently, you take up more space. And I feel like us, especially us girls, we need to do a better job of being around like-minded people, being around more people who are in marriages, being around more people who have invested in property, being around more people who have gone after the things that they said they're going to go after. And that's a big goal of mine next year and even this year, is to continue to surround myself with people who are like-minded. Even when it comes to setting my little goals, like having accountability, going to the gym with people, or letting people know like, hey, this is the goal that I set and I'm gonna achieve it. And I need you to keep me accountable to that. Those are the little things that are actually going to make a difference. So your mindset and your environment is huge. The other thing would definitely be making sure that you're plugged into your source. So sorry. If you thought you was going to do this life without God, I just feel like things don't make sense without you consulting God. Without God's hands in things, they do become excruciatingly difficult. They are just unnecessarily hard. When you literally have a Father who is the maker of all things that is backing you in the things that you're doing, you move differently. So making sure that you're actually tapped in, like, are you praying? Are you consulting with God about the decisions that you're trying to make? that makes a huge difference in how not just you show up in life, but how you show up for yourself, right? And you're more confident when it comes to reaching your goals, because it's like he's giving you a vision of where he's taking you to. He's giving you a vision of what your life is supposed to look like. So you're more eager to go through it. You want to level up for 2025, right? Stop settling. Yeah, I said it. Stop settling. Not even just relationships romantically, it's friendships too. Like, you know how you want your friends to show up for you? Start voicing that. You know how you want your job to show up for you, or how you want your job to look like? Start doing that. You know what you want your life to look like. There's a shift that's coming, and I feel like we need to stop settling. We need to start speaking up more for the things that we want, and we need to take up more space. But like, not like, oh yeah, like truly take up space. But that also comes with the first part, like I said, vision. It also comes with mindset, and it also comes with the people that you're around. And that all will be the secret sauce into you wanting to really step into 2025. Being like, yeah, I don't work at jobs that don't value me, that don't appreciate me, jobs that only care about the numbers that I'm bringing in and the money that I'm bringing in. And I'm not saying quit your job, baby. At no point did I say that. But I'm just saying, like, just be more open-minded to the things that you want. And also just know that it's possible to be in a work environment that's healthy, that you are appreciated, that you're not overworked, that you're not overlooked. That is a possibility for you, especially going into 2025. Anything is possible for you, girl. And guys, sorry, my camera died. I had to switch out the battery. Putting on blush now. Try not to get makeup in my contacts. Am I the only one that be getting makeup like on my contact? Like on my contact? So the last things that I really think that you should consider is professional help. Yeah, girl. I'm sorry. If your friends wasn't going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, you need professional help. But no, seriously. So I used to do therapy, but then I felt like I am at a point where I'm very self-aware. But then there's other things that also start coming up and I'm like, oh my gosh. Maybe it's about that time that I go to therapy again. For you, it might be life coaching, or it might be getting a personal trainer. But when people say invest in yourself, that's what they mean, is taking a class, taking a course, getting professional help with whatever it is that you're doing. Especially if you feel like you've tried everything on your own. This is the best time to just start fresh with professionals that know exactly what they're doing. Some of these things, if you can talk to your PCP about, you can cover it with your insurance. You can use Psychology Today to find a therapist. That's what I like to use, and that's what I usually recommend to a lot of people. I'm gonna wrap this up. One, don't I look so cute? Honestly, 2025 is your year. And the only person getting in the way of you reaching your goals is you. And I hope that everything that I said today has helped you and encouraged you, because baby, we locking in, like I said. No excuses. Get around the right people. Change your mindset. Write your goals. Make sure that they're actually attainable. And give yourself credit for the things that you are doing. So that's the other thing. I'm going to task you with actually making a thankful jar. I did that this year, and it's been so helpful to reflect back on the things that I'm actually thankful for and the milestones that I'm actually hitting. Because sometimes when you're going through life, it feels like you're not getting anywhere. And take some time to actually live in the moment. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Bye.